Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the She's Unlimited podcast. Today, I have two more very special guests, and we're going to be talking about navigating friendships and relationships in college. So, can you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi everybody, my name is Dianne. I'm a biology major, cosmetic science minor from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hi, my name is Adeeb Borden. I am a history major and a double minor in education studies and Africana studies, and I attend the great institution of Morehouse College by way of Chicago, Illinois.
Yes. So, hello, everyone. Thank you for coming on. So, the first question we have is, how did you choose your circle of friends in college, and did you know anybody going in?
Okay. So choosing a circle of friends is probably the most hardest thing I'd say, like coming into college with, because you 9 times out of 10 you don't really know the people you're going to be going to school with, unless you had that click or like that understanding of like, you're going to school with people you know. But I personally chose Spelman because I knew I wasn't going to know anybody. And I wanted to come with a fresh slate and really just like reinvent myself. So I knew a few people coming in, but I don't know everyone. And I think that's the beauty about it. You get to know people. So I wouldn't say I came in with a group of friends at all, actually. Like, I knew of a few people, but didn't know anyone seriously. And I wouldn't say anyone really knew me either. So I think it's like, I think everyone, to each their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll answer that question in the way of saying that I made friends based off who I was equally yoked with. And meaning we had some similarities when it came to values, what we stood for, what we didn't stand for, and what we each thought was ethically and morally right. And I think in friendships, no one tells you how difficult it is to make friends in college.
Yeah.
And I think we all talk about, oh, I made my best friend in college, but no one really talks about the process in which it takes to acquire friends in college. Because when you get to college, everyone's in a fishbowl.
Yeah.
And you find your cliques. And then you realize that those cliques that happen the first week, second week, third week, first month aren't the cliques that you're going to have second year, third year, or fourth year. And it's because you guys were not equally yoked from a foundational standpoint. And so for me, one of the biggest things that I was a requirement and frankly with me is your faith had to be strong. Whatever your faith may have been or is, it had to be in alignment with how you project yourself into the world. And so I always kind of do a friend checklist. Okay, they have this, they have this, they have this. And then at that point, then you become a friend.
Yeah.
But you don't become a friend until we have gone through some stuff together and I can see your consistency and reliability. But as of now, you're an associate or someone I'm friendly with until you are proven enough to say or be called a friend of mine.
Yeah. So you're doing a vetting process.
Oh, you have to do
Anybody?
vetting process.
Can I add
Yeah.
something to that? Okay. So I feel like when it comes to making friendships, no one talks about how hard it is in college. Seriously, because like Adeeb said, you are in a fishbowl and there's so many people, so many things going on, so many things sticking out. It's like, what do I choose? I feel like making friends is something that should be really taken seriously because you are who you hang with.
Yeah.
And if you have a certain vision for yourself, and you have like this path that you want to go on, you have to make sure everyone around you is on board or in their own way also doing kind of like, it doesn't have to be necessarily the same thing, but it has to be yoked.
Yeah.
You guys have to have like a certain type of faith and like discernment when it comes to like decision making and just how you carry yourself. And I feel like that's why I've personally, honestly, this has been really like hard for me lately, and I haven't really talked about it, but it becomes really like isolating to a certain point when you feel like you can't find those friends. But I think honestly what I could say that I've realized is that you need to let them find you. Like, you don't need to do the digging and the searching for them. They will come to you. And, of course, like, apply for clubs, apply for internships, go to the events, get to know people, but don't force it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree with that, but I would also say putting yourself out there is really important.
Yeah.
Because I think one of my flaws in the past was just feeling like it was going to be so simple and like I didn't have to put myself out there. And I remember when we first met, you came up to my friends and I and you were asking, like, just talking to us, just making normal conversation. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that in fear of like rejection. Are they really going to talk to me? But no, you can have the most beautiful relationship come out of that just by putting yourself out there. And I think that that's really important, especially for people who might be a little more reserved. And that's really important whenever you want to build those connections. If you see somebody who you feel like y'all could have a genuine connection or y'all have similar values, it won't hurt for you to go up and just start conversation at all.
Because the worst that could happen is they're just like not on board with you. They don't want to be friends, but at least you tried.
Yeah, you never know what can come out of it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, why is it important to find community that supports your growth, whether that's spiritually or personally?
Yeah, this is kind of a rule. I think an African proverb says that it takes a village to raise a child. And I think that in this day and age where we are living in a world where there are so many evil things happening, some are man-made, some are not. And you always need a support person. So my advice that I was given before I arrived here in Morehouse was find at least 3 people in your life that is going to be your number one supporter in anything that you do. They're going to be your yes man. They're going to be your no person. They're going to tell you that you look good. They're going to tell you when maybe an outfit does not fatter your body just the same way as others. And finding community is how, in some ways, you are able to find unity in a place where oftentimes there's not unity.
Yeah.
And I think the phenomenal thing is that Morehouse and Spelman is institutions that are intentional in building community. And so, for an example, is the sibling exchange. You know, I think that no other institution in the world does something like that. And it is to create community. It is to make people build lifelong relationships that are beyond just romantic relationships. And that these relationships are founded off the foundation of our founding mothers and founding fathers, which is how do we unite Black people? I always say, and I think about W.B.E. Du Bois' talented 10th philosophy, which is 10% of the Black community will do well and 90% of the Black community may not do well. And so it is the responsibility that the talented 10th, which is the 10%, goes back to that community and help elevate them. Morehouse and Spelman are an example of the talented 10th, meaning that these institutions they uphold the 10% of the Black community, A, that can afford to go to this institution, B, they have the economic status to do so, or they have the academics to be able to enter into these environments, which then allows for you to then go back and to build community amongst your community. But you're now able to take your community from Morehouse to Spelman and take it back to the community in which needs it the most.
Yes.
And so it's, it's that legacy question. My legacy is defined by the community in which has been intentionally built for me. It is how I am able to go back to my community, develop others, so therefore they can have the same or better experiences than I had amongst my journey. And so I think that's the importance of why a community is needed, particularly at our young age as college students, because some of us are first generations. And some of us are coming into institutions that are legacy-based. And so you do need a community to be able to even survive the concept of working or attending a high quality institution that is very rare in our country and is honestly at attack right now.
Yeah, I love that. Yes, I definitely do think that Spelman and Morehouse are very intentional with making sure that we see the value in community, because I think with the Black community, it is really unfortunate that we don't stick together, but they make sure that we're going to stick together no matter what, and that we're going to help the next person out if they're struggling. So I definitely appreciate that about this school. That's one of the reasons why I chose it, and it's really refreshing to see, especially in this world today. But for the next topic, it's about romantic relationships.
Don't do them. I'm joking.
The first question is, what are some red flags that you've noticed in friendships or romantic relationships, and what is some advice you guys have for the people?
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right. This is for young ladies and young men. For my young ladies, you have to allow men to chase you. You have to.
Absolutely.
Men like the chase. We do. We like the chase. Because now you're making us work for it. So now we're more eager to get it. Because naturally men are predators. And so they're not satisfied until they get it. Mm-hmm. And then number 2, don't be friendly up front. It's okay to be, hi, nice to meet you. It's okay to be distant.
And
it's
keep
okay.
it at that.
Yes, it's okay to
There's
have
more to
the distance. Allow him to imagine what could happen. Mm-hmm. Don't fulfill his image of what is going to happen before he proves his worth. And I think for young women, oftentimes we're filling voids. And this guy said, I'm pretty. Everyone's pretty. He's not the only guy who's going to tell you you're beautiful. And I think what happens sometimes is he tells you that you're beautiful in this very unique, special way. Then the other guy has told you that. Yeah, that's because he knows you're not the first girl he's used that on. Mm. Or he kisses your hand like he's French. Like we all do that. We all tell you what you want to hear the first 3 months. We all are going to keep you in the honeymoon stage. We are, because we want something from you. We want you. And it is when you become vulnerable and you trust them, that's when they start showing their butt. And then you're like, oh my gosh, what happened? I thought he loved me. No, he was obsessed with having you.
It's the idea that he liked about you.
Yeah.
Because you just tend to give it all up front.
Yeah.
But if we as women carry more discernment, we can seriously have fruitful relationships. And that, I think, is the biggest thing. A lot of, I guess I'd say, young girls, young women, and grown women in general, not even just women but men as well, have a lack of discernment and a lack of fruitfulness and going to church and genuinely learning who you are and discovering your faith is a huge part of learning how to love. You cannot love someone else if you don't know how to love yourself and you don't have a relationship with God to do so. Never. So I feel if you don't have that, you have nothing. Where there's a lack of foundation, there's a lack of basis, you're going to crumble, and then you're going to be calling the friend group, oh my gosh, he just said this. I can't believe it. Did you see what he posted? I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. Why can't you believe it?
He showed you who he was the first time.
And I just feel that, just speaking, I'm going to just be real from experience, just knowing, I think we tend to just be too, I don't want to say the wrong word, but... Gullible, easy, and very...
Easy like Sunday morning?
Promiscuous. And just very fast. And it's not just women, it's men as well. So I feel like we have to do better on just blaming our girls, because it's not just our girls. It's the way... It goes back to the household, really, how our parents raise us and how we carry ourselves, because you are a representation of your family as well. And I feel like a lot of people don't think about that. Coming here, what I have noticed, a huge red flag, is that people have forgotten what their parents have taught them
Yes.
and have a lack of self-respect.
Yeah.
And you would think, like, going here, especially being at Spelman, being at Morehouse, like, there is a higher standard. And yes, there is. And it's not to shame our institution or our people at all. But it's more so to bring light to the situation that you need to carry yourself and be on 10 toes at all times, because you never know who's watching and you never know the impressions you might make.
Yeah.
And your reputation matters. It definitely matters.
Definitely.
I'll add to that. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I said, sometimes you just have to allow moments to be moments.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what do I mean by that? Guys are going to approach you, women are going to approach you. And sometimes those moments just needed to be those moments.
Yes.
They didn't need to go beyond that moment. It did not need to become a relationship. It did not need to become a talking stage. It did not need to become a situationship.
Yeah.
It just needed to be a moment. Because what happens is when someone hurts you, now you become defensive to the next person. Now you become the person who hurt you. Because now you're trying to play the game of, I'm going to get you before you get me.
Yeah.
And there's a mentality in which we have, which is human nature. But and my advice I always tell people, a relationship ends and starts the same.
Yeah.
You start happy. Oh my gosh, I love my man. Like, I love him. And then it ends. Oh my gosh, he's the worst person in the world. I hate him. He's stupid. And then also, I think that, this thing of being delusional and toxic, I think that is a big thing in our generation that we like. And I always tell my sisters, I have 8 sisters. I'm a triplet.
Oh, wow.
And I tell my sisters, I say,
That is
You're a
lore.
triplet?
I'm a triplet.
Can we talk a little bit?
Sure. And I tell them, I said, if a guy is stupid enough to curse at you, he's stupid enough to yell at you. If he's stupid enough to yell at you, he is stupid enough to hit you. And if he's stupid enough to hit you, he's stupid enough to kill you. And so my thing is, if a guy has to yell at you, that is a problem.
It definitely is.
And as women, it is not your job to teach a boy to be a man. You're not his mama. You're not his sister. But you can teach him how to treat you.
Exactly.
But it's not your job to teach him how to be a man or how to treat women. And if those are not things that he knows how to do, that's a problem. So on the first date, if he's not bringing you flowers, if he's not opening the door for you, if he's not picking up the tab for you, then a second date should not be it.
It shouldn't
And
be
if he
considered.
cannot afford a date, taking a walk is free. And so he needs to know that, if you can't include food in this date, then you need to pick up options that are free that's not going to cost you money. But the conclusion of that is saying that if you know you can't afford something, then don't do it.
Yeah.
And as college students, we don't need to go all out. We don't need to buy the Chanels and we don't need to do all this stuff. And then y'all get into these 8-month relationships. Y'all break up and then get back together and then break up and get back together. And then there's a meme of, we're horrible exes. No, we're not. We just don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
We just
That's
don't want to be alone because
true.
we've gotten used to you being here. So now I can tolerate your disrespect a little bit longer. I could,
There's attachment there.
There's attachment, especially, and I always say this, relationships changes when relationships become sexually active.
They do.
And because we're so young and many of us are having sex before age, or, having sex very early, we think we are now in adult relationships.
Yeah.
So we lose the innocence of being children or teenagers now because we're having sex. So therefore, I think I'm grown. So therefore, this is an adult relationship now.
Yeah.
So you lose that innocence, which then creates the relationship to become more difficult. And what people don't understand is that sex and relationship is both emotional for men and women. It is. And so they say men don't think emotionally when they have sex. Yes, they do.
They just don't show it.
They
as
just don't
much.
show it. But they will show it if you go out and act a fool and they'll bust your windows and they'll flatten your tires and they'll do things to intentionally sabotage your success. Like, these are stories that are true for people who may be listening to this podcast. And so I always tell people is give distance. Allow somebody to get to know you from a distance.
Yeah.
Allow entertain them. It's okay to entertain. It's okay to flirt. But there's a safe way in how to flirt with people that you, in your innocence, is not taken advantage of. But also you can kind of vet out. As you always know, I vet people.
He likes to vet.
If you text me on Instagram talking about, hey, I'm interested in you, why you interested in me?
I mean, what's the program? What's your program?
I
Lay it out for
run
us.
a strict program around here, baby.
He runs a tight ship.
There's a small window.
There are some exceptions
can't
to the
get
rule.
in.
There are some exceptions to the rule. But my thing is, I want to know the why behind everything.
Yeah.
Why do you like me? What about me do you like?
Your intention.
Yeah.
I know I'm smart. I don't need you to tell me that. I know I'm good looking. I'm a solid 10 because I'm 6'3". Like, I know that. Like, I don't need you to validate me. Now, you can reaffirm me, say, oh, Adeeb, you're very beautiful. I know, but thank you. It means a lot coming from you.
And maybe you're very tall.
Oh, thank you. That's
Very
reaffirming my
tall.
delusion. Now, I will tell you that there is something called good delusion, but not when it comes to a man or a woman. There's never good delusion. Never. And then the first week, if he's talking about you're his future wife, run.
Or if you
Right.
love bombs.
Yes.
Well, he may be love at first sight, but if he's talking about you gonna be his future wife the first time he meets you, run. Now there is some exceptions where there are certain people, I meet a young lady and I would say, yeah, you are gonna be my wife. I'll never tell you that because if you don't know how to cook, then maybe not. I ain't trying to.
That's his program, y'all.
My program is strict around here, okay? And then also you have to be a life learner. If you're not willing to learn from each other, then it's not going to work. And I know I'm about to say something that's very controversial. I do believe that there are roles in relationships. There's a guy role and there's a woman's role, or there's roles in how we coexist in this relationship. Which means if you're a guy, the agreement is, hey, you're my protector. Like, you're my protector. You're going to protect me. If it's a woman, if I say the sky is purple, you would say, yes, it is. Yes, it is. So you got my back, and I got your back. A relationship is teamwork. It requires two people.
Yeah.
And so my red flag is if they tell you that they love you and they want to marry you, run from them. All right? Number 2, if they think, oh, I just want to vibe, chill, and see where this goes, we know what that means.
We do.
All right? And number 3 is people will show you who they are. Believe them. Look past the bull crap. Because I'm going to tell you everything you want to hear in the first month of talking to you. I know that already. You're not the first girl or the first guy I've done this on. Come on. So that's my.
Yes, that's all true. I feel like a lot of people just pray for discernment. That is really all you can do. And sometimes you have to fail in order to see what you don't like and the tricks. Don't fall for them.
Definitely. You learn as you go.
Definitely. But I wanted to ask you all about any upcoming events you might have, accomplishments, anything you want to share with the viewers.
Okay, so actually I do content creation. I've been doing content creation for about 4 or 5 years now. I started when I was about 14 and now I'll be 19 in December. One of my biggest accomplishments, I think, like, I'd say checkpoints was like hitting 100,000 subscribers and followers. And I was able to do that and it didn't feel real. It was actually kind of crazy because I was like, wow, like I could really do this and this could like really be my life. And another thing I'd say is starting my business at 16. Starting my business at a young age and like going through like those hardships so I wouldn't have to work harder later, but do it now so I could relax and kick my feet up in the future. Definitely was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. And another thing I'll say that, okay, so I was scrolling through my email and Ulta had reached out to me and they asked about me representing Spelman for a pop-up shop. So I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to that too.
I want everything.
Yeah, I'm just so excited. Like, I feel like I'm starting to really find like that niche for me and like that trajectory, and like I just only see up from here. So those are like a few things.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
so proud of you.
Thank
We're going to be there at
you.
the pop
Yes,
shop.
I'm gonna be there. I want everything.
Me too. Wait, is that on Friday, Market Friday?
I believe it's on the 22nd.
Okay.
So I know the 20th is a Saturday, so it might be Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yes.
All right. Do you have any?
No, just keep me in prayer. All right. You know, I think what many people talk about, but we really don't talk about, is how overachievers go to college, and then they find themselves underachieving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Burnout is real.
burnout is real.
It definitely
And, you know,
is.
for me, I ran a nonprofit since I was 14. I first started my first business when I was 10. I started a cleaning service called Cleanliness is Next to Godliness. And then I started a nonprofit. And then later on, now I own a consulting firm. And burnout is real. It is real. It is, especially when you are a young person dominating adult fields.
Yeah.
No one
definitely.
talks about when your competition is someone who's 30, who's been doing this for 15 plus years and is doing it full time, and you're balancing being a student, social life, and all these things. And so what I would say is college is where you find yourself, but you also find balance. And freshman year of college is not the year where you try to overbook yourself. And I think, you know, yesterday I was at the Spelman campaign, witnessing all of the people who are running for positions. And one of the things that I took away from that is that leadership is hard.
Yeah.
It's difficult. And you are going to have people who are going to show up for you, and you're going to have people who are not going to show up for you. And as a leader, as a person who wants to go into leadership, it is your job, it is our job to make sure that we do what we have. And so my advice to myself was, Adeeb, observe, sit back, witness, look, see who are the chess players here. Strategically make your decision so you can move forward. But at the end of the day, you're running for positions not to prove to people that you can do it, but it's to prove to yourself that you are capable of executing something.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what I'll leave. That's the upcoming event, self-care.
Yeah.
That's your upcoming
Yes.
event. Take time for yourself. Cry about it. Do whatever you need to do about it. But take care of self first, because if you can't take care of self, then why do I think you can take care of me
Yeah.
or
others.
serve a body of people?
No, yeah.
You can't do it.
Sorry, so sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, you're fine.
I always say, you cannot, excuse me, you cannot pour into other cups until your cup is fully like
Yes.
poured into. And you also can't allow others to continuously pour into yours and let it overflow. Like there has to be
Yeah.
a balance, and there has to be a certain level of like, all right, this is my boundary, and like you can't do this. You can't do this. I won't do this because I can't handle that. It is okay to say no.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt the need to say that. Yeah.
Yes, it definitely is important to say no, and it's important to make sure you surround yourself with people who understand that concept,
Yeah.
because some people are a little bit selfish and they won't understand that, oh, I need some time for myself. So back to the relationships, it's important to build relationships with people who genuinely care about your well-being as much as they care about you all's friendship or relationship. So
Agreed.
I love that. Yes. So now, as we exit, I want you guys to share one takeaway or some advice for the listeners, and just tell them anything that you wish you heard whenever you were going through this process last year. I know everybody's applying for college.
Yeah.
So what's some advice?
Protect your peace. I think this process of growing, I think, let's take Spelman, Morehouse, where the admission rate of admitting students is going down. So, which means that getting to Morehouse and Spelman is becoming more competitive over time.
Yeah.
You have a large application pool. Everyone is the best at where they are in their journey or in their academic career. And what I'll tell you is a school does not define who you are.
It doesn't.
It doesn't define who you are. And in this process, one of the biggest things that you're going to have to convey is what makes you better than the person also applying.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is what I tell people is you need to have false arrogance and fake confidence.
It's going to get you far.
Because if you think that, I enter every room not thinking that I'm better than everybody, but knowing that I'm going to work harder than everyone in this room.
Mm-hmm.
I leave with that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make you better than them? It does. Because they're not going to work as hard as you.
Yeah.
And it is not selfish to think you're better than people. It is not selfish to think that you are, that person. What gets to the problem is when you start to demise other people because you think you're better than them.
Yeah.
That's true.
But there's nothing wrong with thinking that you're that person.
At all.
I always think I'm the crap. I'm that nigga. I believe it. I know it. I trust it. And that is what has been able to guide me, lead me, and enter me into a room. Because I'll tell you right now, when you get to Morehouse, everybody have been sharks. They're sharks. They ain't even fish. They're sharks. I always say Morehouse is a fish tank of sharks.
Literally.
Everyone is too big for the fish tank, but there are some sharks amongst sharks.
Yeah, in every context.
Not one goldfish.
And I don't know nothing about sharking, so I don't even know what they're talking about. But applying to college, simple. Protect your peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't overwhelm yourself. And then lastly, I'll leave you with this. Your presence will inspire them, but your legacy will lead them.
I love that.
Your presence will inspire them. How you show up, how you dress, how you command the room will inspire them. But your legacy is what will give them the blueprint to lead to success. And so when you talk about legacy, my legacy is the narrative in which I want to hear at my funeral. I'm going to be at my own funeral. I want y'all to have a separate pew for me and all my 16 personalities at my own funeral. Because my funeral is not going to be about what other people knew about me. It's going to be about what I knew about myself.
Okay.
And how I project myself to the world and their interpretation of me. But my narrative is going to be me. And that's your blueprint. That's your legacy, is what you want the world to do. And so I'll leave you with this. Do you want to be the author of your own book? Or would you rather have an autobiography of your life?
Yeah.
So those are things I say consider.
One thing I'd say to take into account when it comes to applying to college, and like the biggest piece of advice I could have given myself was, do not compare yourself to the next person. Do not compare yourself to anyone who may be also doing the same thing you may be doing, but literally like tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Do not look through your peripheral. Like, there is only one road for you, and you know what you like and what you are best at. So continue to pour into that. And I feel like people get so wrapped up in, I need to be in Skills USA, FBLA. I need to be in this club. I need to be a leadership role in this club, that club. They like this, they like that. Honestly, consistency looks like whatever it looks like for you, and you are running your own race. So if you stay in your own lane, do not look at nobody else. Just have that confidence instilled and literally keep God close. I wish someone would have told me, just pray.
Yeah.
Like, just pray. Have some faith. Like, my senior year was so stressful between work and balancing like content creation, working, school, applying to college, okay?
Yes, it's a lot.
It is very draining. The visits, the SATs, the ACTs, excuse me. All of these things, like, and really the whole time God has it all figured out. Like, baby, God got it all figured out. Like, your plan is already set in stone, and you don't even know what it is, but God has a calling for you. And I always just tell myself and other people that, like, whatever that thing inside your heart, that thing that fuels you, like, whatever satisfies your inner child is what you should be doing.
Yeah.
And don't ever do anything you don't want to do. Like, always, I guess, consider your passion seriously and pour that into your essay.
Yeah.
Don't just, I was in this and that, the third. I had this GPA, I had that GPA. One thing I will say was, I will share this because I'm fine with sharing it. I was deferred when I applied early. And what I realized, the difference between my application for early admission versus, what's it called? Letter of interest, or I guess, what's it called? Regular decision.
Regular decision.
Yeah, regular
Yes.
decision, yes.
Was huge. I was talking about, I was in this club, I was in that club, I had this GPA, I had this, I scored this on that, and this, and that. Okay, but who are you without all of that?
Yeah.
Who are you without all the academics, without all the materials, without your face, without your hair, without your clothes, without, like, take everything off and, like, strip it down. And who are you to a T? Like, what do you stand for? What are your morals? I feel like when I started talking about, like, really, like, why Spelman? Why did I want to go to Spelman? No, it wasn't because all these people were doing these things. Like, it's amazing, but no, like, because there's something here for me.
Yeah.
And there's, like, something divine about it, like God's timing, and there's divine timing in all of this. And I felt like, okay, there's a new program. There's a new minor in cosmetic science. Okay, I went to cosmetology school. Okay, I like that. Okay, there's, like, certain things. I could get an internship for this club. I got an internship for the Cosmetic Society Board. Like, it's certain things like that that really, like, bring you there. Why do you want to be here? But also, who are you without all these things? So that's the biggest thing I could honestly say. Pray, figure out who you are and what you want in life. Figure out why and what the school offers, the institution offers for you. And just have some faith. Don't stress about it. Like, if you're stressing, it's too late.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. Yes. I will agree with everything that you guys said. And the last thing that I will tell everybody, just jumping off of what you said, is not to just check off the boxes of things that you've accomplished, but actually find value and purpose in everything that you do. Do not just do things just to say you did it. Do it because you're passionate about it, and that will surpass everything. But thank you guys so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Thank you for having us.
Merci beaucoup.
Yes, of course. And we'll see you guys. And can you say you are unlimited?
You are unlimited.
Yes. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Au revoir.
everyone.